The Prisoner of Zenda นะคะหรือในชื่อภาษาไทยเนี่ยชื่อว่ากบฏรักกู้บัลลังก์ค่ะก่อนอื่นเลยนะคะต้องขอบอกถึงกฎการใช้ห้องประชุมนี้ก่อนนะคะสำหรับทุกคนที่เข้ามาแล้วนะคะเราจะไม่ให้ออกไปแล้วนะคะเพราะว่าเดี๋ยวประตูจะล็อกถ้าสมมติใครเนี่ยต้องการออกจากห้องประชุมก่อนนะคะก็ให้บอกสตาฟด้านหลังได้เลยค่ะก่อนจะไปชมเนี่ยพี่มีนช่วยแนะนำถึงเรื่องย่อของเรื่องนี้ก่อนได้ไหมคะ
ได้เลยค่ะพี่แพร The Prisoner of Zenda is a historical adventure-based novel published in 1894, written by Anthony Hope. It was extremely popular, led to Hope writing. This story is about wealthy young Rudolph Rosendo, who visits Ruritania looking for action and amusement, and is suddenly involved in adventures beyond his wildest dreams. He is the exact lookalike of the king of the country. And when the king is in desperate danger, there is only one thing to be done for Rudolph to become a king himself.
ค่ะก็กบฏรักกู้บัลลังก์นะคะเป็นเรื่องสั้นผจญภัยอิงประวัติศาสตร์ที่ถูกตีพิมพ์ในปีค.ศ. 1894 ค่ะถูกแต่งโดยแอนโทนีโฮปนะคะตัวหลักของเรื่องเนี่ยคือรูดอล์ฟได้เดินทางไปยังเมืองรูริทาเนียแต่กลับพบว่าตัวเองเนี่ยหน้าตาเหมือนกับกษัตริย์ไม่มีผิดเพี้ยนเลยและเมื่อกษัตริย์ถูกลักพาตัวไปขังนะคะรูดอล์ฟก็ได้ปลอมตัวเป็นกษัตริย์แทนเพื่อปกป้องบัลลังก์ไม่ให้อยู่ในมือของศัตรูร้ายค่ะและในท่ามกลางความวุ่นวายนี้นะคะรูดอล์ฟก็ยังได้พบกับรักแท้เป็นหญิงที่เขารักแต่อยู่ไกลเกินเรื่องราวจะเป็นอย่างไรต้องไปติดตามชมกันนะคะ
ใช่ค่ะพี่แพรและก่อนที่เราจะเริ่มการแสดงนะคะพี่แพรหากเกิดข้อผิดพลาดประการใดในการแสดงครั้งนี้ทางพวกเรานักเรียนที่Englishต้องขออภัยไว้ตั้งแต่ที่นี้เลยนะคะก็พี่แพรคะตอนนี้ก็ถึงเวลาอันสมควรแล้วนะคะค่ะจะขอเปิดการแสดง The Prisoner of Zenda
กบฏรักกู้บัลลังก์ค่ะ
ขอเสียงปรบมือ
Have you ever fallen in love? I'm a boy who was born with a silver spoon. I have everything I need. Money, food, luxuries in life. Well, maybe this is what we call luck. Until one day, everything changed. One morning, Rose, my sister-in-law, asked me,
"When are you going to do something, Rudolph?"
Do something? Why do I need to do something? Our family is one of the best in England. We are rich. I don't need to do anything. Just at that moment, my brother Robert came into the room. What's wrong? I was told to do that, but I told her I don't need to, because we are Resendals. And perhaps because of my red hair.
Rudolph, your red hair does remind people of a pity story of Zenda.
I've got the nose as well. I like my hair and my nose. I said and turned to look at the picture of Countess Emilia on the wall. Rose and Robert look at the same way.
That picture! People would never forget the story if you don't take that picture down.
Honey, people will never forget as long as Rudolph is here.
Actually, I like being an Elfberg.
Rudolph, how can you say that?
I'm sure you want to know why Rose was so angry about my nose and my red hair. I will tell you the whole story. Back in 1733, the young Prince Rudolph Elfberg of Ruritania came to England. He got red hair and a pointed nose. He was a dashing figure. He could do well in everything. He was a linguist, a good horse rider, Also an excellent marksman and swordsman. One day, he fought a duel with the headman of the Brazentil family back then, James Brazentil. James wounded the prince so badly, so not long after that, the prince returned to his country. A few months after the death of James Brazentil, his wife Countess Amelia gave birth to a son who had red hair and a long nose. It's an Elfberg characteristic which was passed to generations and descendants of Brazentil family afterwards.
Calm down, dear. I know you didn't mean to say that. That was an old story we could care less.
No, I do care of it. It embarrasses me, so does the Elberg feature.
So, have you planned to do anything coming up, my brother?
Suddenly, I thought about visiting Mauritania, as I knew that the last king was dead. The coronation of his son would be held in a few days coming up. So I told my brother, well, actually, yes. I'm thinking of visiting Tyrol for a short holiday.
That sounds great. I hope you get time to think about what you want to do.
Just do whatever you want. I've got nothing to say.
On my way to Mauritania, I was on a train. I met a guy named George. He was a nice and talkative guy.
Continental woman is here. Look, she's right there.
She's really good looking. Who is she?
She's the most beautiful woman in Paris. She may live to visit the Duke of Streltsau. They'll find we will having a secret relationship.
I did not say a word, just listened to what he said, curious who the Duke of Streltsau is. When the train pulled in, George said he would leave to somewhere.
I'm leaving now. Thank you for having me. Hope to see you again sometime.
Anytime. Good luck. I saw Antoinette again at the platform. A good-looking man came in. I decided to stay in a little town called Zenda. It wasn't very far from the capital. I stayed in a good hotel there. An old lady, the owner of the hotel, was excited about the coronation.
Prince Rudolph is here in Zenda. He is staying near the castle of the Duke of Streltsau until the day of the coronation.
Excuse me, lady. May I ask who the Duke of Streltsau is?
He is a half-brother of Prince Rudolph, sir.
Oh, that's why I've heard of him so many times. Thank you, lady.
It's a pity. The Duke is a good man. He would have been a very good king of Mauritania. Prince Rudolph's...
Mother! The Duke is a bad man. Prince Rudolph is only a real Elfberg.
I realized at the moment that the king was exactly like that. Do they get along well?
No, they hate each other. Be quiet. You mustn't take what she says seriously, sir.
It's a true story that Black Michael hates Prince Rudolph.
Surprisingly, the door of the room opened and a man came in.
Do not call the Duke Black Michael. He is not royal.
This is Johann. He does firework for the Duke. And this is Mr. Rosetta from England.
Nice to meet you, Joanne.
Me too. Nice to meet you, sir. You look just like someone I know. Excuse me, I may leave now.
The next morning, I went to the forest nearby the hotel. It wasn't very far from the Duke's castle. I fell asleep in the forest afterwards.
This man looks just like the prince, except for his beard.
He has the same height as the prince.
What's your name?
Rudolph Rasendel.
I'm Fritz von Tannenheim, and this is Colonel Seth. We work for Prince Rudolph.
You look like an elf bird, and you just say you're Rasendel. So I suppose you know the story.
I know it very well. Whoa! Who are you? Ah, we're cousins. I'm very pleased to know you, cousin. Come and dine with me tonight. We'll talk of old times together. And you will stay at my house tonight, of course.
The coronation is tomorrow, Your Highness.
I want to dine with Mr. Rasendel. During the dining, a servant, Joseph, brought another bottle of wine to the table with a message.
Excuse me, Highness. This bottle comes from the Duke of Streltsov.
What a good brother Michael is! That night they drank a ton of swigs and fell asleep unconsciously. Next morning, Colonel Sams came to the room with Fritz. The prince was still asleep. Sam walked closer to the table and tried to wake the prince up. He didn't even respond. So he walked toward me lying on the floor and tried to wake me up. He became nervous. He told Fritz to get a bucket of water and then he threw it over me. I opened my eyes angrily and I saw Fritz and the colonel. That wasn't a good joke!
Be quiet. Look, the prince didn't wake up. We tried to wake him, but we can't.
We think the Duke put something in that bottle of wine that will make the prince sleep all day, so we can't go to the coronation this morning.
He planned to seize the throne.
What are you going to do about it?
There is only one way if he could wake up. Then you pretend to be the prince and take his place as Prince Rudolph for a day. Yes, that's a good plan.
Me? But that's ridiculous. I don't know how to behave like a prince. I can't pretend to be the Prince of Ruritania.
You look almost identical to the prince, except for your beard. I know you can do it. If you don't, the Duke will be the next king of Ruritania, and he will kill Prince Rudolph.
Okay. I'm in this plan. I will help you. I will be the prince for a day.
Well done. There's a lot to do. First, let's shave off your beard.
I will hide the prince in the wine cellar. Then we all go to Streltsov together to the coronation, and you become the king. Then we come back to Zenda. We will wake the real prince up. He goes back to Streltsov with us the next day, and you leave Ruritania very secretly. Joseph, you'll be here taking care of the king when he's awake.
Yes, sir. I will take care for the king's safety.
It was 6 o'clock in the morning. I dressed in Prince Rudolph's uniform. Colonel Sapt, Fritz and I left for the capital.
Don't worry, I I'll stand next to you all the time. I'll tell you what to say.
Soon we were at the cathedral. The Duke of Strelsau, standing with his men, looked quite surprised to see me.
Rudolph, I was being worried about your delayed arrival. Is there anything wrong?
Don't worry, His Grace. The Prince was well rested, though the last bottle of wine last night caused him a little dizziness.
Oh well, at least you made it today.
The coronation began. Many government officials, lords and royal members attended. I had to swear an oath to uphold the law at the church.
Will you solemnly promise and swear to govern the people of this kingdom of Ruritania?
I solemnly promise so to do.
Will you to your power cause law and justice and mercy to be executed in all your judgment?
I will. The things which I have here before promised, I will perform and keep, so help me God.
To the north, I present to you Rudolph, Ruritania's king. To the south, I present to you Rudolph, Ruritania's king.
The peers acclaimed their servant. Before I left the cathedral, I saw the most beautiful young woman I've ever seen. That should be Princess Flavia. The coronation was a great success. No one recognized that I was not a real prince. When it was over, Colonel Sapt, Fritz and I went to the castle. Colonel Sapt and I waited at the castle till very late night so we could go back to Zenda. Let's go. On our way back to Zenda, we heard two horses following us in the darkness. They were the Duke and one of his men.
Come this way.
We arrived at Zenda in the morning and went straight to the house. We found blood on the floor. It's Joseph! He was dead, and we couldn't find the king.
The Duke of Strelsau, he has been here.
But where's the king? Do you think he killed the king too?
I don't think so, and I feel that the king is a prisoner in his brother's castle.
What do we need to do then?
Ruritania needs a king, and you have to be a king for a while longer.
But the Duke knows that I'm not the real king. He knows I'm fake.
He can't tell anyone that you are fake, and the king is his prisoner, can he?
No, he can't. We went outside to our horses and rode back to the castle. The next morning, Colonel Sapt and Fritz told me about the king.
Do you remember Princess Flavia at the coronation?
The king is in love with her, and everyone hopes the king will marry her.
Yes, this time you have to wait and be careful of the 6 men, the Duke's favorite soldiers.
They are the most dangerous men in the country, and very loyal to the Duke. The most dangerous of the 6 is Rupert Hansel.
We discussed for a while before leaving to meet Princess Flavia. Then she seemed very happy to see me. She didn't realize that I was not the real king, but she seemed to worry about something.
Your brother, he is dangerous. Please be careful, Your Majesty.
I'm not afraid of Michael.
But your life is important to Ruritania and your friends as well.
I began to fall in love with the princess that afternoon. She was very sweet and kind-hearted. It was very difficult for me not telling her the truth, as I was playing a very dangerous game. So I kept silent. Black Michael was forcing Antoinette to write the letter to the fake Rudolph.
Antoinette, no, this is great for me. I'll become the king if the real king is dead, and you will be my queen.
You're a liar. You like her, Princess Flavia. I know you want to marry her. Don't deceive me.
No, I never lie. I've been with you for a year. Don't mind what other people say. It doesn't mean a thing.
What do you want from me then?
Write the letter as I'm going to tell you, and send it to that fake king.
The next morning, Colonel Sabt came into my room. He was carrying a letter for me.
From a woman, I think. I wonder who it is.
Your Majesty, I have important news for the king. Come to the old house in New Avenue tonight. Do not come with anyone else. I'm gonna do a bomb.
I turned to look at the colonel. He looked back at me too.
It's dangerous. This could be a trap.
I know, but we just can't wait out here without doing anything. She might have something important to tell us.
Okay, I will go with you then.
That night, we went to the old house in New Avenue. We were both carrying pistols in our pockets. You wait for me here. Antoinette de Bourbon turned to greet me when I entered. She was very pale and nervous.
You are in danger. Michael forced me to write that letter to you. I didn't want to do it. He's going to be here in a few minutes. They want to kill you. Then they're going to say the king is dead. They will arrest all your friends and Michael will be the new king. You must escape from here. Go quickly!
Suddenly, I heard a noise outside. I turned to the door and locked it. I could see 3 men outside in their garden. 3 of the 6. They walked toward me, and one of them began to speak.
We just want to talk. We've come from Duke Michael. The Duke wants you out of the country. He'll give you 50,000 pounds if you leave Ruritania.
Don't trust them.
All right, I'm coming out now. Hey! A few days later, the ballroom party was held for a celebration of the new king and conference of important people in Mauritania. I had to open the floor with Princess Flavia. It wouldn't give me the greatest pleasure if you would let me do the honor leading you the first.
Dance?
Yeah, dance. At that moment, we were like carried away from people. I invited her to take a walk in the garden. I decided to confess my feeling to the princess. Princess, this may be too soon between us, but I love you from my heart. You're the most kind-hearted person I have ever met.
Rudolph, even I felt like you changed in the past few days, but that does not matter at all. I love you the way you are, now and always. I'm on your side, Rudolph.
Oh, Flavia. Princess Flavia very often. It seems like we love each other more than the first time we met. You know, Colonel, I'm a good king. The people like me. I could stay here and pretend to be the king forever. No one can stop me. Whatever. I promise to help the king. I'll help him, even if...
Even if the real king marries Princess Flavia?
Even that. The princess will marry the king. It's her duty, Colonel. You know that. The next day, Sap told us it's time to rescue the real king.
We will go to Zenda with a group of our soldiers and tell everyone that we will go hunting.
Hi, Mr. Rosendal. I'm Rupert himself. You know me, I suppose. What do you want? I've come for a bargain from the Duke. 1 million crown if you leave.
I can't accept your offer. Go away.
I surely thought you'd say that. I like you, Mr. Rosendal. You should be the real king. My friends and I can help you be the real one and marry the princess. You like her, don't you? Get rid of the real king and Black Michael, and then you make me become the Duke of Strelsau. Deal?
My answer is the same.
Okay, at least I want to shake your hand for goodbye, Mr. Brevman.
I hesitated for a moment, but finally I put out my hand. He put out his hand too, but he smiled and rapidly took out the dagger from his coat, then stabbed me in the arm.
You fool.
Ouch! The king! In the evening, Fritz came to see me with a man. When I saw his face, I recognized him. Johan from the hotel in Zenda. Is that you, Johan?
Yes, it's me. Nice to see you again, Mr. Rosendal. I've worked for the Duke of Strelsau, but I don't want to betray the country. The king is still alive, but very ill. He is imprisoned in a secret room, and that room is protected by 2 of the 6.
Suddenly, I had an idea. Listen what I'm thinking, Johan. You have to open the castle gate tomorrow night and give a letter to Lady Antoinette.
That's all you need to do. And then you go away from there.
I'll do it.
The letter told Antoinette to make some noise at 2 o'clock the next night, so the Duke will go see her and we can get in the castle more easily. When it's almost time, I entered the castle. Then I heard some noise. That was from Antoinette de Mauban and Rupert. They were arguing about something.
Never! You are mad! Rupert, get out!
Forget Black Michael. I'm a better man than he is.
He tried to kiss Antoinette de Mauban.
No, Rupert! What are you doing?
Stop, Rupert! How dare you do such a thing to Antoinette? Get out of here! Don't make me angry.
Are you alright, Antoinette?
Yeah, it's okay. Be careful, Michael. He's untrustworthy.
I know.
Help, Michael! It's Hansel! Help me!
Rupert!
And there was silence. The Duke of Strelsau was killed. I saw Rupert try to escape. I ran to the Duke's dead body and searched for the keys to the king's cell. He has the key. went to a dungeon and found the king. I unlocked the cell for the king, but someone tried to attack me.
Oh, see you again, Mr. Zenda.
Rudolph, I'll help you. Then John turned back to me. It's over. I killed Deadshot as he fell. The fight was over. I helped the king climb out of the castle. On the other side, Colonel shouted out soldiers who were approaching Rupert. Rupert did not seem afraid of danger. Stop! Princess Flavia got reported about what happened, so she came to Zenda.
Colonel Sam, where's the king?
When she arrived, I knew I could not be seen by her. But a girl and a group of Zenda people suddenly cut into the princess.
He is here, princess.
Nonsense! The king was in the castle.
Where did you see him? I saw him walk that way. Thank you.
Colonel Sam and Fritz knew that they had to let her know the truth.
Then come along.
It's the king, my love.
No, princess. I'm not the king.
How come? You're the king.
I'll tell the princess everything for you, Mr. Rasmussen.
Colonel Sam told her everything. She cried and looked at me with sadness. The day was over. After the king was rescued and back to his duty, we were at the castle. This was my last day in Mauritania. Fritz led me to meet Princess Flavia as she requested.
Don't bow to me. You are the man I love.
I love you from the whole of my heart. But my feeling is true.
I understand. What will you do after this?
I'll go back to England. I wish you could come with me.
I would love to, but I can't. I believe in love, but I believe in honor too.
We might not see each other again.
I know, my love.
It was the most heart-rending moment in my life. I was about to leave, waiting for the train at the train station.
Nice to have known you, Mr. Rasmussen.
We retain owe you so much for this.
Good luck. We wish you the best.
I lived my life in England. Never had a partner. I will tell you what happened after my return. A few months later, Princess Flavia and the king got married. After the incident, people knew about the death of the Duke of Strelsau. Antoinette went back to Paris. Never heard of her again. And Rupert was tracked down by equerry and announced on the wanted poster throughout the country. Every year, Fritz came to visit me in England. He gave me a box with a red rose in it from Queen Flavia. There's a note. Rudolph, Flavia, always. Love is sweeter when you freed someone you love for the love of others.
ก็จะเห็นว่า Princess Flavia ของเราเนี่ยเลือกที่จะทำตามหน้าที่นะคะมากกว่าความรักของตัวเองและที่สำคัญนะคะงานนี้จะเกิดขึ้นไม่ได้เลยถ้าขาดคุณครูสุชาวดียั่งยืนนะคะหัวหน้ากลุ่มสาระภาษาต่างประเทศและครูผู้ดูแลงานเด็กดีขอการเรียนเชิญค่ะ
ไม่น่าเขาเล่นดีขึ้นเป็น2 เท่าเลยนะเพราะกำลังใจเยอะขนาดนี้นะคะก็ก่อนอื่นเลยต้องอยากจะบอกว่าถ้าเราเห็นหน้าเวทีขนาดนี้นะคะขอเสียงปรบมือดังๆให้กับ Backstage ค่ะทีมงานที่อยู่เบื้องหลังของเรานะคะเป็นสตรีใจศรัทธามากเลยนะคะเนาะยกของหนักๆได้อย่างโอ้โหสุดยอดมากๆเลยนะคะขอบคุณด้วยนะแล้วปรบมือดังๆให้กับทีมเทคโนของเรานะคะลงมาแล้วฉากแสงสีเสียงอลังการนี่ต้องบอกทีมนี้เลยนะคะเนาะแล้วก็เขียนบทด้วยค่ะพี่นิ่มเขียนบทนะคะอะไรคะโอ้เหนื่อยนะคะก็เราต้องบอกว่ากิฟต์อินปีนี้นะคะแบตช์เท่าไหร่นะ11เดี๋ยวพูดผิดแล้วมันจะโกรธ11โอเค11นะคะมีเวลาเตรียมตัวแค่2 อาทิตย์เองเพราะว่าเพิ่งทำปริญญาสีเสร็จนะคะแต่2 อาทิตย์ที่ผ่านมาก็ไม่ได้หลับได้นอนถูกไหมเอาตั้งแต่นาธานยังเป็นอะไรนะนาซาอยู่ที่นาธานค่ะนาธานพระเอกของเรานะคะท่องบทไม่ได้ปากไม่ขยับตามบทหน้าตายังเหมือนอะไรนะหมาพันเลยนะทำไมทุกคนรู้แล้วก็บางวันก็เป็นปลาทองค่ะขยับปากอะไรอย่างเงี้ยจนวันนี้นาธานเล่นดีมากนะจากวันแรกที่นาธานไม่สบตาใบเตยเลยจนวันนี้ก็ทำให้ทุกคนเชื่อว่าเขาคือรูดอล์ฟแล้วก็ฟลาเวียจริงๆถูกต้องไหมคะเหมือนกันเลยปีที่แล้วเป็นปีแรกที่เราจัดแสดงนะคะรุ่นพี่ Gifted Batch แสดงเรื่องอะไรนะคะจำได้ไหมเมียกี่คนเอา7 คนเมีย6 คนนะคะปีนี้น้องเล่นเรื่องอะไรThe Prisoner of Zenda รอบมอต้นเมื่อกี้น่ารักมากน้องดูจบถามว่าพระเอกชื่ออะไรพระเอกชื่อเซนดาข้ามกันไปเนาะต้องบอกนะคะว่านอกจากทีมนักแสดงนะคะทั้งเบื้องหน้าเบื้องหลังแล้วเนาะเขาได้มาจากเรื่องสั้นแค่เล่มเดียวแค่นั้นผ่านคนเขียนบทเนาะแล้วก็ถ่ายทอดเรื่องราวให้พวกเราดูนะคะเป็นตัวละครเป็นนิยายเรื่องสั้นเนาะคลาสสิกมากเลยนะคะของแอนโทนี โฮปจริงๆแล้วมันมีภาคต่อนะแต่ยังไม่มีใครมาทำเป็นหนังนะคะเพราะว่าเรื่องจะจบอยู่ที่รูเพิร์ต ออฟ แฮนซาวไม่ตายใช่ไหมจริงๆต้องบอกว่าพระเอกโชคดีมากนะถ้าไม่มีรูเพิร์ตนี่ก็ไม่มีใครฆ่าลูกไมเคิลให้นะคะถูกว่าเพราะฉะนั้นอาจจะมีภาคต่ออีกนะคะถ้ามีคนมาทำก็น่าจะทำต่อเป็นภาคนี้ได้นะคะสุดท้ายแล้วนางเอกเลือกอะไรนะคะนางเอกเลือกหน้าที่เพราะความรักค่ะที่มีความปรารถนาดีเนาะแล้วก็จริงใจนะคะมั่นคงแม้จะไม่ได้อยู่ด้วยกันแต่ก็รักกันตลอดไปได้นะคะอันนี้ก็เป็นแง่คิดที่กิฟต์อินนะคะจะมอบให้กับพวกเรานะคะในปีนี้เพื่อต้อนรับวันวาเลนไทน์ที่จะมาถึงนะคะขอเสียงปรบมือดังๆให้ทั้งครั้งค่ะอีกคนนึงเลยต้องขอบคุณพิเศษเลยนะคะมาช่วยคลาส acting ค่ะมาสเตอร์แอนเซลค่ะมาช่วยเวิร์กช็อปกับเรามากเลยแล้วก็ตากล้องกิติมศักดิ์ค่ะมาสปอร์ค่ะวันนี้เราจะไม่พล
ตั้งแล้วใครทำแสงไฟเอาลงไปแล้วไฟ2เอาลงไปข้างล่างเลย